YouTube? It's your boy Sketch of Peace with another live stream video. This is a very odd topic indeed, but it ain't really too odd. Dealing with the fact that life has been happening. My life has been happening, and unfortunately, I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera. I got a little hurt. It's been a lot going on, and all I can say is that sometimes domestic violence and sometimes animalistic violence is a very terrible thing in this world, And the reason for this title of this video, that hopefully you guys can understand me, and clearly if you guys can understand me, is that life is too short to be upset about things. Life is too short of trying to emasculate people for no apparent reason at all. Life is also too short to pick battles and just want to pick on people for no apparent reason at all, just because they're trying to make that other person's life better in some areas that they never thought themselves to be better before. But unfortunately, there's just people in this world that just don't give a damn. They don't care about who you are, what you are, how many job titles you got, how many businesses you got, how much money you own, how much cars you got, how much clothes you have, how much houses you have, what job title you hold. It doesn't matter, man. How many animals you got, it doesn't matter. How many, pretty much anything that's materialistic, just purposely just throw all that into one category. It doesn't matter. What matters is that humanity is already dead. That's the title of this video. Humanity is already dead. Humanity has lost touch with itself. And humanity has lost touch within the confines of not having an actual life within people of the human race that we live in within this 21st century, that we live day by day. We do the same thing again the next day, again and again and again and again. And where does that come to? Does it come to the fact that life gets so stressful for people like you and I? I mean, hell, today, like I said, I just got bit or whatnot though by a domesticated animal that's supposed to be domesticated. I ain't gonna get too much in depth about it or whatnot though, but like I said, things are out of alignment, man. And when people so cruel about things and they just don't care and ain't got no sympathy for another person, and the fact that they're me, myself, or whatnot, if you guys want to know how that even happened, is due to the fact though that other people's pastoral relationships like mine has took its toll, and basically, sorry guys for a little bit of technicalities. Damn iPad and whatnot stopped in the middle of the video, and I had a little bit of storage problem issues. But anyhow, getting back to the topic at hand, unfortunately, as you guys already know, that about what happened a couple of months back ago between me and my ex-girlfriend, or whatever the case may be. We ain't seen eye to eye. Dog acting up, attacking me, or whatever the case may be. Due to the fact though, like I said, I'm just trying to be a nice guy. Just trying to be supportive. And no, I didn't do nothing to the dog, so I already know you guys are gonna probably make something in the comments, something stupid or whatever the case may be. No, I ain't that type of guy. Like I said, if you tell animals to get off you, get off you. What I'm getting at is the fact, though, is that my girlfriend discarded me and replaced me due to the fact, just like any other woman out there, and I ain't trying to be misogynistic about it, I'm just stating the facts for what it is. I'm stating it how it is. I'm proclaiming it as it is. To the fact that women these days, even for women that's past their prime, they simply just want the money. That's it. Forget about all the little events or whatnot that took place overall. This whole thing was simply about money, and that's it. People want to replace something good in their life. They want to damage it. They want to toy with it. And look what they get in the end. They get nothing in return. All because people want to follow the in crowd. All because people want to follow certain traditions in their lives that want to orchestrize and situate situations. Like mine, for instance, granted, into something that totally could have been prevented, something that totally could have been reversed, something that totally could have not happened in the first place. So I'm just saying this is why humanity is dead. Relationships are dead. Dating is dead, ladies and gentlemen. And for the ones that still believe that there's hope for dating, there's no hope for dating. I can honestly say, if you guys want to have a wholesome dating life, get inside a spiritual belief that secures that same Old Testament of a man and a woman that should be married within 2024 and 25 days of the now. Within this era right now, within the next year that we're going and heading into, you guys tell me exactly your honest perspective, your honest truth of where dating and marriage is heading to. And not even that, where is humanity and human beings heading to as a whole? Because we have families sink down the fucking tubes that is just, is repulsively just, there's no words to describe it anymore. There's simply nothing. I mean, this room that I'm sitting in right now, as I'm recording this video, used to be the room that I used to do the podcasting at, my gaming podcast. And like I told you guys, I'm about to leave Arizona real soon, and due to the fact people don't want to be, or even maybe actually to think, to grow and grow within inside themselves. People don't want to mature inside themselves upon what they thought was good for them was actually ugly and discardedly, disillusionedly bad for them. Because people would rather take the make-believe than the actual reality of the situations in their lives. They would rather live in fairy tale land than not actually live and be against something and rebel. And it's just, you know, it's sad. It's sad to the fact that people want to turn a blind eye, people want to turn the other cheek, people don't want to understand, they don't want to hear you, they don't want to hear what you guys got to say, people don't want to advocate to anything no more but only to negativity. Everybody just wants negative in their lives. And like I said, I've been dealing with this for 2 years already with my ex-girlfriend, dealing with it around my family, dealing with it around peers that had saw me online, dealing with a lot of fucking drama, especially what happened this past summer with that Love Don't Judge situation. That situation was egregiously fucking disgustingly shameful. And the fact though that the day that when I made that video to you guys about us playing it for views and all that, you guys ain't gonna believe this. And I was only about a half a block recording the video. My ex-girlfriend was getting blown out. Well, as I was making that video, as I was covering for that video. And it's just, you know, seeing that and seeing the evidence for what it is, it hurts. It hurts. It really hurts. It hurts that it hurts to the point where you actually really want to die sometime. Even when you're in your relationship, like when you're after the post of the relationship, you kind of still feel the remnants of that. You still want to work on things. You still want to make things right. But what happens when you try to do all those things, X, Y, and Z right, and it still ain't enough? Because you're handicapped, because you have great ideas, because you have a great vision for yourself, because you really want to make positivity for people around you. You really want to pour into other people, but they don't want to pour into you. See, that's what happened in my relationship pastly, and what happened in my life for these last 2.5 years. And just to the fact that I pretty much felt like I wasted time. And I had a wise person before I met my girlfriend told me something. And you know what that person told me? Unfortunately, that person's an ex-friend of mine. Told me not to go. Told me not to come to Arizona and actually waste my life away for a person that only wanted to be with me because I was handsome. That only wanted to be with me because I had good charisma about myself. To only to be with me because I had something to live for in life. To be with me because I had a good head on my shoulders. To be with me because I had a little bit of money. I'm going to put that after yes. I had money when I came to Arizona. I just moved in because I had nowhere place to go. No, I had money. And I'll say that again on every single video. And I swear for anybody that watches my videos, whether barely or a lot, the truth is the truth. And the fact of the matter is, people's just going to keep continuing on this cycle of disillusionment, of just plain out hateful, ruthless, disgusting soul human beings that only is out for themselves and ain't out for anybody else. They're only looking out for their own best interests. And that's exactly the basis of this past relationship I had with my ex. She was only looking out for herself. Granted, she helped me along the ways in between because partners are supposed to help and assist partners. That's how relationships are supposed to be, is to assist another individual to become greater than themselves. If not greater than themselves, to be actually equals. But see, what happened with that is that when I started to give more importance to her, I didn't get none of that in return, barely that much. I've been pushed down the ladder. And that's exactly what happened to me. I've been pushed down the ladder. I've been shunned out. I've been discarded in so many words. Yeah, her family didn't want to deal with me because they thought I was a flash in the pan, black man, Hispanic man that was just here just to take up space and take up time. Yeah, this is one of my ex-girlfriend's boy toys or something like that, because she's the older woman and I'm the younger man. And sometimes in age gap relationships, sometimes that negativity can actually go both ways. Sometimes a young guy can actually go for somebody that's much younger in their age group, that's in their 20s. That's, for me, for instance, I'm in my 30s, that want to date another 30-year-old and discard the older individual, the older person, out the blue. Don't want to work on a relationship no more. Don't want to give no explanations at all. Just simply use me up to get the next best toy, the next shiny new thing. I mean, that's basically what happened. I mean, that's what happened in relationships when they fall apart and don't rebuild and come back together again, of course. Anybody knows that. But what I'm trying to get at, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that it's just a circle that just keeps going and going and going. Nobody's never satisfied. Hell, I got a t-shirt that says society's never pleased. And I got every last little bit of thing on what I got on that t-shirt, which is on sale right now for $12.99 on sketchypeaze.com. You guys can check that out. And on sketchypeaze.shopify.com. But to make a long story short, a little bit out of it is that people will never be satisfied with anything in life. There is always something people want out of a person. Always something. Where it's a nick and cranny little bit of a penny out of you. A possession. There's always something that people want out of you. Whether people want to believe it or not. Whether they can talk they're materialistic, whether they talk they're superficial, they always want something out of you at the end of the day. And use you up, spit you out, and get the next best thing. And I've been burned. I'm going to admit that on this video right now. I've been burned. And this ain't the first time I've been burned. This probably be out of or 3 times. Yeah. It ain't because I was a beta male and I'm an alpha male and all that other bullshit, or I'm a mega male. There's no such word. It's just that you're a human being. You get into certain relationships. You know what you're coming into the relationship, and you actually tell yourself, is this worth the investment to be put on the table to be within this relationship or not? Is it worth for these two people to share together that's actually contributing to bring something to the table? Is it? Now, where are you people out there that hate me, that don't like me at all, or just, you know, I ain't got nothing else better to do and make a video like this because I'm gutting my sorrows, I'm fleshing out my pastoral pains of experiences, or I'm just, you know, fucking wasting y'all time about my growing pains and my life pains and everything in fucking between. This is as real as you're gonna get it from me. And quite honestly, this is who I am. I'm laying out true authenticity as rawest in every video that I upload on my channel, and how I upload it once in a blue moon, a few times, a couple of days within 1 week, 1, 2, 3 times out of the month. You guys already know how I do. And I'm just, between everybody else, I'm at the end of my rope. I'm done. I'm done with dating, man. I'm going cold turkey. Like I told y'all in 2024, I said I'm going soft guy era cold turkey. I didn't say it because I said it. I actually meant that shit. And it kind of slightly took a toll on my past relationship just recently this year that I got out of. It took a toll because the other party didn't see it then a little bit, even though they really kind of saw it for actually what it was. But it was so hard for them to understand of the spiritual essence and the logical way of looking at things within life actually was headed to universally around. And how my life shaped the way it shaped, the way it had shaped all year long within all the periods that had happened and had transpired. Between going through 2 eclipse moons, if anybody believes in astrology or not, me, I kind of believe it though to a degree, but to reach his own. Even though I'm a spiritual person, but I look at things. I look at through people and how their whole psychological body language and their whole spiritual aura essence works, you know. Even when I did those adult films, because I got to go from the present tense to the past tense, and you know, I just, you know, it's just been a crazy journey in my life. And it's just the fact that when people are different from other people, when people see certain things out of others, they hate on that. They hate on to the fact that I'm weird, I'm different, I don't fit in, I don't have my head on my shoulders, I'm a nitwit, I'm a jackass, I'm annoying, I'm all these things. And it hurts. It hurts. It hurts to the core for any individual that goes through of being different, of being an outcast, of being ostracized, of being something totally unique, something outside the box, something that truly is not part of this system, that's not part of this society, that's not part of this world. And that's what I've been describing since I've generally been on YouTube, since the time I started a YouTube channel back in 2016. And at the end of the day, you know, when you're not really punching a 9-to-5 clock like that, and you got your own businesses and you work from home online, and you're actually telling people this is what you actually do, and people still don't believe you, man, you just gotta just not pay them attention and say, fuck it, man. Just let them fuck go. Fuck them and just let them go. Cut the fucking cords. And pretty much how I did within my past relationships, within my past experiences with people, sometimes you just gotta let them and cut them loose, man. You try so much, and they ain't get nothing sometimes. You get crickets. You get screwed up faces. You get untransparent faces. But just totally abandon you. Totally isolate you. Totally alienate you. Pretending that you're not even there. That you don't even exist anymore. And that's exactly, way before even the Love Don't Judge show happened between me and my ex, that is exactly how my life has been. People have been totally oblivious to the fact that sketch of Peaze has been right the whole time. I told you guys that Trump was going to win and take this election. Excuse me. That Trump was going to take this election and everything was going to happen the way it happened, the way it did. Our new Kamala, which I call her Pamela, wasn't going to win. I already knew. They are not going to let a first lady woman in the White House for probably the next century, quarters to maybe a couple of decades, maybe. Maybe I'm kind of stretching the truth there, exaggerating it, but probably within the next decade, maybe 2 decades, maybe, tops. Because, of course, everybody already knows this is a man's world, and that's just how it is. Different players, like the old phrase goes, the game ain't changed, but the game remains the same. And, hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. That's my ex-girlfriend sleeping. That's even a fucking crazy, you ain't gonna believe this too. And my ex has been sleeping on the couch for 9 months, and I've been sleeping in her bedroom for 9 months. Ain't that some crazy shit? But guess what though? You know why that happened? Because she's the one that cheated on me. Sorry, might as well still put that out there. Sorry, I'm going back onto my personal life again. I'm trying really not to make this whole thing my personal life for this video, but I apologize. What I'm trying to really get at is that people just don't care anymore, man. People don't care about another human being's woes, cries, tears, fears, nothing. They don't care. They don't care where you die today and you're gone the next day. They say they just move on with their lives like it's nothing. Where you was the most famous bodybuilder in the world, the famous singer in the world, the famous basketball player in the world, rapper, musician, book author, business entrepreneur, realtor, real estate investor, stockbroker, whatever title you got. People just ain't gonna care. They're gonna say, okay, that person had a great life, he had a decent life, or if you was a poor man on the street in the street corners, or a poor woman in the street corners, just like out here in Phoenix, and they still ain't got the job done to clean the evacuation for the homeless. It's fucking disgusting out here. And somebody to do something about that. And I've been trying to say that on my TikTok and IG account. Need to do something about the homelessness in America, the 6.5 billion that's still struggling out there. And nobody don't want to do nothing. Just like nobody want to do nothing with my petition explaining that the N-word should be ratified, that it should be abolished, that it shouldn't be coming out of people's mouths anymore. But they don't think that's intelligent. So what is the word intelligence? Within that humanity is dying at an alarming, speeding rate. And it's only going to continue from this point on with no stopping. You answer that in the comment section. You see that in the view clicks on this video. And you get back to me on that one. When is it ever going to be enough to ever be enough to end? Of being anything to be enough? Because it seems that everybody pretty much wants to die the way how they are. People want to give up. People want not to seek God no more. They want to give up on God. They rather seek the devil. They rather seek Shaitan. They rather seek Lucifer. They don't want to seek those things. That brings life. That brings positivity. That brings virtuosity. That brings generosity. That brings compassion and everything in between. Of all those things categorized of becoming something within discipline of oneself. They will rather champion and root for the murderers They would rather champion for the rapists out there. They would rather champion the ignorant social media influencers on the internet. They would rather champion these people, but not champion the ones that are the real people, like myself, that tells about my stories, that tells about sometimes my everyday going-ons throughout the month. One time, 2 times out of the month when I upload, maybe a few days within 1 week when I upload, when you guys see me, when you guys put my music out, when you listen to my music, what I express, what I make, what I improvisely say through whatever that's really actually concrete facts. And nobody don't want to take that into account for nothing. Nothing at all. Everybody want to turn blind ears, deaf, dumb, and blind. That's what people want. To be deaf, dumb, and blind. To the fact and oblivious to the fact that humanity is dead. Nothing will ever be the same anymore. That's why that guy that made that video that nothing has been the same since 2020. Absolutely. Absolutely. And matter of fact, let's take it all the way back. Nothing hasn't been the same since 9/11. If you want to really go all the way from the start of the modern 21st century, nothing has been the same since. All the way then and again within the 2020s to now. Is a whole different sphere, but the same players. The same matrix, but different players. Different monopoly of things. Oh, everybody's going to say Bitcoin's going to go up. Yeah, it'll go up. But I'll be very careful with these minute electronic AI-powered investments. I'd rather invest in gold and silver than I invest in Bitcoin. I know that's a bit of a, a tough thing to understand for anybody out there that's an investor that has their own stocks, ETFs, portfolios. But let's really keep it 100. You know and I know that this world is about to be at a halt. About to be at a very drastic halt when Donald Trump takes office in January of 2025, next month. And not only that, it's going to change the entire landscape of what we've been through these last 4 years and what we had previously with that man. Is only going to get deeper inside the rabbit hole. And I tell any black person and Hispanic person to pack it up and leave America as soon as possible. Now, for the ones that want to be here and tough it out, hey, God bless you. You guys are very brave. And I would say the same thing if it was for Kamala being president, because it's the two lesser of two evils between two candidates that somebody had to pick one of them, because the people that had voted for these candidates didn't know what to choose, didn't know how to feel to think of it, all of it, knowing that society is already gone and is dead. The fact of people had to be a vigilante to their own selves in picking which candidate was the best seating candidate for the job, for the office. And quite honestly, did it really matter? Will it really actually change anything of the diaphragm of how the world is? Because the world's going to keep continuing to exist. It's going to keep continuing for the richer of the richer, and it's going to keep continuing for the poorer, the haves and the have-nots. That's what's going to happen. Even more drastically than it is to now, within 30 years to 50 years, into the future to 100 years. Tops. All the way to 2099. Into the 22nd century. By then, I'll be dead. And a lot of people on here viewing this video will probably be dead too, of course. So, this just blows my mind that people still ain't getting the fact that why they still want to be in this matrixized, institutionalized prison, in this mental slavery that they go through every day. And my ex, she wants to be in that mental slavery, in the matrix box. Yes, she has a government job, but she still got to be ordered through that matrix box. She still want to take the orders from these gatekeepers every day. She don't want to open up her third eye chakra and see the coffee for what it really actually is. Nobody want to see the coffee for what it actually is. Nobody want to see the realism for what it really actually, the truth has been exposed all throughout 2024. And all again for 2025 and for beyond. Because it's going to keep coming out year after year after year, day after day. And nobody don't want to wake up to the fact that nobody want to take the account for what life truly actually means for people inside their lives. Of their real true life purpose, what God gave them, but they actually want to be something else for what they really actually not. They want to be fake, but don't want to be real. They don't want to get in touch inside their spirit or their souls and actually say, let me try something different for today. Let me slow down for today. Let me really actually reflect. Let me actually think about my life for a minute of what I'm actually doing for my life that's actually helping my life for other people, whether within regards of playing devil's advocate for being maybe an adult performer that got to feed their kids, but at the same time, got to be a telecommunicator, broadcaster through telecommunications, and got to play 2 job roles. If not being that, it could be something within the community, being a life coach, being a school teacher, being a lawyer, being a doctor, nurse, whatever, being a cop. But still got to play the 2 sides, still got to, put food on the table for your families. I mean, that should be understandable, but the thing I don't understand is that do we really have to really take that on within our personal lives deeper of what people actually see to perceive themselves when you're right in front of them, when you're on the camera, when you're not off the camera, you're somebody else, entirely a different person. Just like being a pope, just like being a priest. Are you really actually being a priest and a pope, or do you want to harm people that's totally against God's rules within, quote unquote, for what has happened to other priests and high-ranking officials like Jeffrey Epstein, for example, that did all those things to younger folk. And they thought it was okay. They thought it was right when it wasn't right. When it was straight against God's boundaries. Not at all totally against his rules. Totally against his rules. But people on here want to critique me and say, I'm weird, I'm this, I'm that. When there's got people out there that's pedophiles harming kids. What's up with that? Why should they get a slap on the wrist, but guys like me that hustle and bustle every day on and off the camera gotta get shunned, gotta get mistreated, gotta get misunderstood, gotta get shafted? I don't get that. And y'all shouldn't get that neither. It's egregious enough that this whole world has gone completely lost sight of its own self millions of times a long time ago within these past few couple of decades. And it just hurts me just making a video like this, not only just for my personal life that I kind of conjoint within my videos every time I upload, but at the same time give you guys a full worldly perspective of what's really actually happening within the current events of our humanity. And for the chosen ones out there, you guys keep your head strong, because all we can hope to do is pray. All we got is prayer. Pray to your nearest gods if you have to, because I tell you, man, going into next year and even more further down the rabbit hole for these next couple of years, it is going to get seriously rough out here like never before seen or heard of. Just like my past video with me being armored up, man, with the whole SWAT suit. This ain't a game out here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. And for anybody's lives that really want to take and really want to cherish their last life and their last breath, their last intake, and reflect of what they have accomplished, of what they have set back in their lives and delayed for days and days in, and not actually fully take the full perspective of what this world really truly actually obtainably wants within your own true life purpose for yourselves. Just tell yourself, you know what? I'm going to be who I am to be me for a day. I'm not going to listen to this person, to that person. I'm not just going to obligate to be obligative to that other individual. I'm just going to just do what I have to do for myself, regardless how other people feel about me, and take that leap of faith and take that chance in my life and actually take some incentive to actually give some of that power back in my life, to actually get a little bit selfish in my life sometimes, just to actually show people up, to show that you're not messing around. And clock is ticking, and our clock is only getting us more deader by the days. And that's where, again, talking about my personal life a little bit now, how my ex had did me. I wasn't pouring into myself the way I wanted to. I was giving my time, my affection, my energy to her. I was giving her still maybe a little money here or there sometimes, even though she'd done all that with me. But she'd done it out of within what a manship selfish need. And I recognized that. She would backbite me behind my back and tell other people how I really am behind the scenes, about my little bit of, not too much my personal business, but just the fact that I was a mean person to her and all these other things. Well, let's put the shoe on the other foot. How about actually rectifying something inside yourself first before talking bad about another person, and actually helping yourself in certain ways and areas about yourself to really see who that person really was the whole time. We all not perfect, but what I can really honestly say is that sometimes our imperfections could be dealt with and be irreparably changed in some capacities if the other party or other persons are willing to change something about themselves internally inside themselves first before judging and talking about another person. And it's just hard for people to do that sometimes. It's just hard. Their ego is so big, out of this world, that it's just tough and rough for them to even actually go a little halfway with somebody that only just wants to be an equal in a relationship, that only just want to be equal with them being a friend, that only want to be an equal in being an acquaintance, a family, sibling, not to have sibling rivalry and family rivalry, to have an equal share within a say, within something, even within a workplace, with coworkers, your boss, something to have equality and prosperity of equality. And that's something that is unlearned in this modern society and has been unlearned for way too long. And nobody don't want to have that equal give and take. So, I'm sorry I've said too much long in this video. And I just want people to really actually hear me and listen to what I'm saying of why humanity is completely flatlined. Completely flatlined. No pulse. We're living in a zombified graveyard out there of our own reflective shell of our own selves. Because right now we're on life support. And that life support is about to be sewn up. Like a straw juice coming out of the straw. It's going to be done. And we're almost done. So, just like that movie Divided. If I don't know if anybody saw that movie, it's about the world's ending and about living in a shelter underground. And there's like 8 survivors trying to live the best way they can. And they all up in upheavement upon of them surviving in a basement in New York City. I think y'all should check that movie out. Because that's what we're headed to. We want to talk about World War III, talk about Donald Trump and Putin. Well, if that still kind of might be going on, possibly in the near future soon, of it still happening right now, hey, I take my intuition, I take my intuition of incentive inside my heart, of what my heart's telling me, and let God intervene. Let him interject on things that's about to happen. So I'm sorry this video is way long again. Hopefully you guys tune in for the next video. Hopefully you guys really take this into consideration, into account, that we are totally out of our minds. We're totally lost touch with reality. Totally lost touch with reality. And we've totally lost touch with each other as human beings in this society that's lifeless. And it's only just going to either get at least somewhat better from here, or it's just going to get incredibly, egregiously worse. All the way down to the barnacles of 6.5 billion people dead due to nuclear warfare, chemical warfare, due to ignorance, due to overindulgence of undermining other people, and due to fact of pride and no longevity. No longevity of giving people the benefit of the doubt of at least hearing another person out, even if they have less to give. Even if they have less to give. Silence. Just There's no words to describe it. It's like I'm barely hanging by a thread, ladies and gentlemen, making these videos, barely hanging by a thread. In my personal life, when I'm doing these videos, I'm barely hanging on. Of why our civilization has to be this way. Can we do better? Can we produce better? I guess we're going to let AI do all the talking and not us. It's up to y'all. Like and comment, subscribe to this channel, my video. Hope you guys see you guys in the next one. Check out my new latest music out now. I got my new singles out. She Devil's out. I got my new single, Bitches Ass Slave Workers is out. And I also have, what's that? Renaissance Man. And my new album released, Sketch of Peace, the Music Instrumentals Volume 1. And I got my new album coming called the R. Don LP. That should be dropping somewhere mid this month, hopefully. There's been a few delays, of course. As you guys, I told you guys earlier in this video, you know, I'm a pretty busy guy, and you know, personal life seems to be always. Like, comment, share, subscribe to this video. God, this video keeps stopping. This Mercury retrograde is crazy. I'm out of here, guys. Love y'all. Peace out. See you guys in the next one. Sorry the video took this long. Peace.